too high. Come and talk to me. I really want to. Can I talk to you? I really want to. I put it all on her. I get it right back. She put it all on me. I couldn't fight that.
What's up, family? It's your big sis T Renee, and I am back today with another story time. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Hey, I'm hoping that one day you find something on this platform that resonates with you and make you want to come back and continue to view and subscribe. If you are a returning subscriber or a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back and being loyal. I'm hoping that you enjoyed today's video. It is all greatly appreciated. And as you all have seen the chapter of today's video, you have some idea of what this story time is going to be about. But before we get to that, y'all, go ahead and drop down below in the comment section. Leave a hey or hey, what's up, big sis? I want to know that you all are here and that you're ready to watch this story time. Let's get into it, y'all. Okay, so we're going to introduce a new person to my platform, and his name is, we're going to call him Eric. Okay, y'all. I met Eric on like one of these, I guess, dating hookup apps. Of course, this was like in the early 2000s or whatever. So yes, and it was during the time I was just, you know, in my doing me era. You know, doing me, I'm single, doing me, not taking none of that crap seriously from nobody, not trying to be on a serious relationship type shit. So yeah, I met him on one of those apps. I know that nowadays that shit is super, super scary. It was scary back then, but honestly, like, during that time, I don't think people was doing the most. Like, and if they did, you didn't really hear too. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I was a little bold back then. But anyway, so yeah, I met him on there. Of course, we talk on the app and all that for a few weeks, and we end up linking up. And so I end up, yes, I know, and our first link up was just me going to his place. So I know that's so dangerous. But we end up going over there, we kicking in, we eating, we tripping, we getting to know each other. We hanging out over a period of time. And we started, I guess, developing a real liking for one another. Again, I wasn't trying to be in a relationship, but this man was showing hella interest. He was actually, you know, trying to, I guess, date me. Want to go out on dates and do different things that, you know, the things you do in the beginning of any situationship, relationship. Basically the honeymoon phase. Things were good. Things were cool. We didn't really have any, like, major relationship issues or anything like that, because like I said, we wasn't really in a relationship. Like, we hadn't really defined what it was. We were just kicking it, you know. But we, like I said, we didn't have those issues, but we did have a few disagreements. It was times when he would do little things that would get on my nerves. Like, it was like, oh, you doing too much. Like, I don't even think he was using the term doing too much, but basically he was doing some stuff and I'm like, you doing way too much, way too soon. Because again, I wasn't ready to be in a relationship, and I felt like he was moving too quickly, and they call it now love bombing. I don't like that. And I'm like, you know what? Hold up. You need to scale this shit back. You moving too quickly, and I'm not ready for all that. I'm enjoying hanging out with you and doing different things and going out, but you're trying to do too much too soon. So fast forward, like I said, you get all these different apps online, and we used to talk a lot about swingers and things like that. And he was like, you know, have you ever been interested in stuff like that? I'm like, hell no, because I believe even at the time, our city, they had like low-key swinger spots. I'm like, have you ever participated in something like that? He's like, no. You know, I dated this one girl and she talked about that because she did it with this older guy she was dealing with. I'm like, you know, you got those men that want to talk about hooking up with other people all the time, like asking you, do you want to be in a threesome with them? You know, you got those men that just, one is just never enough for them. Fast forward, I come to his house one day and I was looking on his computer and I scroll and see that he had been watching a lot of porn. I don't think too much about it, because you got people, that's just something they're addicted to. Like, they just can't get enough of watching porn. And I'm not going to say like like I'm not gonna say that I've never looked at corn before, but yeah, like it was just to the point that he was looking at that stuff like every day. Again, I try not to make a big deal about it because I'm like, you know what, if that's something you want to do for you, then that's something you want to do, because number one, I'm not giving you none all the time because I really don't like you that much, but I do like you. Not saying it was bad, but I was talking to other people too, and so not saying that I was messing with them, because at the time he was the only guy that I was physical sexually with, but I just was like trying to scale back on being around him, because like I said, he was love bombing me, and you don't have to do all that to get me around. He wasn't a boring guy to me. Like, I enjoyed my time around him until he started love bombing me. Like, that was really weirding me the hell out. I had never had anybody do me like that, so at the time I didn't realize that that's what that was, but I just knew that he was smothering the hell out of me. And so he ended up, like I said, over time he kind of like scaled it back, because I guess he saw that I was uncomfortable. But I noticed that he was starting looking at a lot of weird ass corn. You know, just stuff that I would never think that they even created, which was so insane to me. Anyway, again, I don't pay no mind. One day I'm just scrolling along on Facebook. This is when I had my Facebook still open. I don't think Instagram was even around then. Like, it wasn't a big deal if it was. Like, many people probably didn't even know about it if it was. So I was just scrolling around on my Facebook. And you know, like, when you're on certain apps, they will suggest certain things to you. That's how I know all this shit is tied in together, because even Facebook started getting to a point where they started suggesting you follow certain pages, starting subscribing to different apps, because, you know, I guess the apps were advertising on Facebook trying to get people to come over and get service with these companies. That's cool. And honestly, I'm trying to, and I'm sure that's how I end up on the app that I met him on. Seeing it somewhere online, probably YouTube. Even back then, YouTube was out, but it wasn't popping like it is today. So I might have been looking at some stuff on YouTube, probably seen some advertisement. I can't exactly remember where I saw this advertisement to go on this site. And honestly, I wasn't on this site to look for like a relationship. I was just interested and curious, so I joined the site. Got on there just for me to just talk to different people. It be them times I'll be up late at night and I'm bored, so I was like, I'm gonna get on here just so I can talk to folks. So that's basically why I got on this site. Fast forward, I'm scrolling all along on Facebook, and you know, I'm lurking on his page a little bit, like not trying to do too much, because I really didn't care that much. Like, he was a cool guy, but I didn't care if he was out here talking to other women. Just as long as if you messing with them, you keep it safe and don't bring nothing around me. A person can promise you they doing this, that, and the third, but they can be out here messing with these other folks, and these other folks probably can be not taking care of themselves, not being safe, and then bring you some shit. But me and him was use protection, but you still just never know. So again, he wasn't really, I don't think he was really messing with too many women. Matter of fact, I think he had one other girl that he was cool with or whatever. I don't know if they ever slept together. I never really questioned it. So anyway, I see her comment on some of his stuff. You know, I just scroll past it because I don't really give a shit. So yeah, and then somehow I click off his page and I'm looking on like the home page. And so I'm just scrolling. I'm scrolling. I see something titled Download Men. And then, you know, on these particular pages, they have like this section where they show people that are following this page or are members of this page. How come he was a member, y'all? And why was he on the top page? I said, hold the fuck up. What? I had to go back and read the title of this page again, y'all. I had to click on this page because, like I said, this was just in the advertisement that they had his face plastered on this shit. He wasn't the only person, but he was one of like maybe 6 or 7. Hold on. So I'm guessing those people were probably new people that joined, or they were really active on this site. So I had to go click on this site, y'all. I said, I said, you know what? I'm gonna join this site. I said, you know what? I'm gonna join, but I'm gonna pretend like I'm one of the men. Like, I'm gonna make a fake page or some shit. Like, I create this fake page, a fake account or whatever. So I get on there and I'm just typing in different things. Like, of course they had his like username. Like, so they had like his little contact username up there. So I type it in, and his page was like private, or and so his page is private. So of course, you know what I do. So I go to this site that I met him on, and I look for photos of sexy men on there. And so I take it, and I made one of them and so I found this particular guy, and I took his photos and made one of his better looking photos, one of the best looking photos he had on there, like my profile photo for this download site. So I sent him a request or whatever, and I also leave something in, like, you can send like a message as well. So I send like some little message. I can't remember what it was, of course. And y'all, like probably an hour or two later, I get a reply and an acceptance from his little page. And so he said something of the nature like, what's up? You looking real good, and what's up with you? I mean, what are you here looking for? I can't remember exactly what it was, y'all. It's so long ago, but I do remember some shit like that. Like, basically the opening of a conversation. The shit you would say to somebody that you find attractive, trying to start a conversation with them, basically. And that was enough for me. Because I'm like, hell fuck no. This is really him. So how I ended up finding out is that after we done had our little conversation on here for a minute, and he was like, well, I find you interesting. Obviously you're interested in me. You found me on here. So maybe we should, exchange numbers so we can talk outside of the app. And he was like, well, my name is so-and-so and so-and-so. Is this your real name? Type shit. Like, I'm like, fuck no, this can't be real. So I don't say anything to him right off, but y'all, I'm just basically monitoring this page a lot. And of course, I don't give him my number right off. I was like, well, I want to talk to you. I basically was saying something like, I feel like we should talk on here a little bit more, and then we can decide if we really want to exchange numbers with each other. I made up some reason as to why I want to go and get him my number. But of course, I made up some reason as to why I didn't want to give him my number right off. And of course, because I'm a fucking woman. I sound like a woman. Like, I can't pretend to be a guy. So he was cool with it or whatever. And so we had been talking on there for like a week or so. No lie. We had been messaging each other back and forth, sending photos. Like, yes, y'all, I was really going to different pages, finding like sexy photos, different body parts, because people was really sending their naked body parts on this other app that we was on. Not saying that that's what me and Eric was doing with one another, but people really was doing that shit. And I also was going on porn sites finding stuff, because on porn sites you most definitely would find things of that nature. So yes, I know, doing some crazy shit on there. So yeah, fast forward, like I said, a week had went by, and he was again like, oh, I want to get your number, this and the third. I'm like, okay. I never did get him the number. So what I ended up doing was I confronted his ass. And so I gathered different things off of the site. So what I did was, we didn't have a screenshot then. So I printed all this stuff off, take the mouse and print that top page. Because that's basically what it was. It was like the screenshot before screenshot was screenshot. So yeah, I printed off those conversations and shit like that, and his page and shit like that, because he had a lot of photos and stuff on there. And it was really him, y'all. So I took all that stuff and I put it in an envelope or whatever, and put it in his mailbox. And of course, he instantly knew who it was, because like I said, I'm sure he was talking to other women, but I'm the one that he was probably spending more of the time with. Like, who else? And like I said, I'm guessing I'm the only woman that really had came to his house. I don't really know. So y'all, hold on. So I'm sure he realized it was me because, like I've mentioned, he didn't talk to a lot of different women, and he probably just knew my handwriting, and he knew I was dramatic as hell. So he just knew that I was hella dramatic, and because I would be getting his shit about a lot of weird shit he was doing, and it just seemed like some shit I would do. Leaving this shit in his mailbox, he probably like, this girl. But anyway, it don't matter. I don't give a fuck what he think at this point because I'm grossed out. And again, how I know you ain't been sleeping with men and then you messing with me. So I was really grossed out, freaked out, pissed off all in one. So he blowing my phone up. I'm like, stop fucking calling my phone. You nasty as fuck. I was like, you should have just told me that you was a bisexual male. Like, and that's the thing. Like, I'm not homophobic by a long shot. I have nothing against people that choose to be with both male and female. But my thing is, you need to let the persons know that you're dealing with that that's something you in, because it's so much shit going on, and especially in our city, that shit is deadly as hell. Like, that shit is scary as hell, and you're really putting my life in harm's way. Like, you're really putting me in danger because you can be passing shit around. Not saying that stuff get passed around only by, you know, bisexual male and female, or, you know, gay people. Like, I'm not saying that. But just having sexual relationships with too many people, it leads to shit like that. You don't know how you don't know how people may or may not be taking care of themselves like they need to and protecting themselves. You just do not know. Personal hygiene also plays a major factor into how that shit started to get spread from the get-go. Like, that shit is so wild to me. And the fact that you put me in that situation, of course, you know, people not gonna always be 100, but when it's something like that, I don't care. And then you were so open to tell me other things with your love bombing and shit, and you were so ready to tell me about the threesomes and this, that, and the third that you wanted to do. Don't know if you did them or you didn't, but he talked about it a lot. And that's cool. You know, most men, a lot of men, that's what they do, especially when it's something that they're interested in and they never really had. I get it. You know, at that, you have that point in your life where you're like that. I get it. I understand. You even got women like that, but it doesn't matter. The fact is, you a nasty bastard, and you are looking at down low men. And then the fact that it's down low men, so that really blew me. The fact that y'all are cowards. Like, why is it even a page created for this? A site created for this? Like, that's some coward shit. They're just like somebody, you know, finding out they got, you know, HIV or some shit, and they don't tell nobody, because that happens so many times. It's a girl that I know that recently came out telling people that she was exposed to that virus. Thank God that she's undetected, because she found out early and she can't pass it to anybody. You know, that is such a blessing. But at the same time, that's scary, because now she has to live her life taking these medicines, because if she don't, it's going to become full-blown AIDS. Like, I'm not playing that shit. Like, that shit freaked me the fuck out. I was so pissed off. Like, dude, this could have been a whole lot worse. So I'm glad me being a private investigator, me being the liking person I was, led me to shit like that. It was meant for me to find this shit out. I'm like, hell no, you nasty bastard. You a coward. Down low men. Like, that shouldn't even fucking be a thing. Be real. It be married men out here like that. Like, that shit be blowing me. Girl, no. I'm like, stop fucking texting me. I'm gone fucking proud. I was like, because he, like I said, he did this shit for like some weeks. Like, if you keep contacting me, I'm gonna file charges on you, because I'm gonna get a restraining order, because you're doing way too much. No, stop texting me. It is what it is. I don't want to deal with you. And you know what people like they do when their ego is blown. People start doing when you done blew up the spot. They ego is crushed, or whatever the fucking situation is. They start trying to, you know, bash you or say certain things about you. That still is not going to make me talk to you. And the simple fact that you have to scoop to that level and start trying to say things like that to me, it really pushes me to fuck away. It really makes me not want to talk to you now. Cause not you thinking that you can gaslight me and make me feel like, oh, well, I should talk to you. No, motherfucker. No. And y'all, that's crazy because me and this person end up finding each other on social media again. And I don't know what he was thinking. Like, he was like, well, you know, he said some crazy ass message to me like, you ready to talk now? Not you thinking you were entitled to a conversation with me, number one. And the fact that you came at me with that passive aggressive ass tone, you damn right I'm finna get in your shit. Cause he was like, I'm not living in the past. That goes to show how you are. Yeah, I need to find that message. Like, I really need to find this message. This shit is so crazy. Now, let me see if I can pull it up, because I blocked him on my socials. Like, he can still see my shit, but I just turned, like, the notification of him messaging me, y'all. Let me see if I can find what this man said, y'all. This shit is crazy. Like, I'm gonna have to go to my message requests and see my hidden messages, because I most definitely hit that. Like, dude, I don't want to. No, it ain't even this. This shit is so wild. The fact that you feel like you need to do all that to gaslight me with the passive aggression, like I owe you a conversation. I told you once before, like, and it's crazy because even before then, I told him, like, I'm not here looking for no relationship from you. Like, I never came with you like that. I was just asking, did you want to travel? Because that's something I like to do. Like, I'm like, hey, if I plan a trip, would you go on the trip? You want to go? You know, I'm trying to get some group shit going on. You know, with strangers, like, not saying you coming for me as my man, but shit, you might can meet some new people. You know, that's more what I'm on. Like, no, dude. Like, I don't know. He took that shit to told him the wrong way. No, I don't know what you was thinking about, because this is definitely not that. But yes, like, so he would get mad. Like, I don't even know what the fucking message is. I must have deleted that shit because, no. I had to have blocked him and deleted that shit because that shit pissed me off. Like, no, sir. No. No. I don't want you. And every time he liked my shit, y'all, I cringe. I'm like, I really can't stand this motherfucker. Like, every time he liked my stuff, it grinds my fucking gears because I really do not like you for real. But anyway, I'm gonna let you be. Of course, as in always, I will talk about a certain topic with certain people because somehow we've been across paths in some form of fashion, and I recently saw that he liked some of my TikTok stuff. Like, ugh. Anyway, I'm gonna let you be. I don't even know if he found my YouTube yet, which, I mean, it's right there in plain sight. But, you know, people, they only want to support what they want to support. Like, they would see that shit right there and not support you until you have made it big and you got a lot going on. And honestly, I feel like that's another reason why he's trying to get under me, because he think I got a lot of shit going on. So people will use you up if you allow them to use you. And this is not that, baby, because I've never been naive that I can recall. Not at my big age. And no, you just not who I want to be with. Hell no. I don't even really want you as a friend. I think I reached out to you one time, you know, after we saw each other in the, you know, in the people you may know type bullshit. Like, I think I was just doing it to be nice and, like, really see if you know, you've changed your life and become better, because I do want to see people do well in life. But no, I feel like that was a mistake. I should have left your ass where you was. And again, I feel like in some form of fashion, he would have found me anyway, because it's been some people finding me, and I'm not even on Facebook. They've been finding me on other stuff. And I don't even post a lot on Instagram, but I think my TikTok has really pushed me out there a little bit. So people probably have seen me on there. And, you know, it do suggest people, because certain people are following certain people, so it will suggest them to you. But anyway, y'all, I'm going to stop this right here. I feel like I have talked too much about this situation. I've mentioned before, I don't want to make my story times hella long, because I don't want to bore y'all to death. And I'm hoping that y'all are finding some type of enjoyment out of my story times. I mean, it's basically just my life experiences for real and real. Like, of course, they're not in real time, but it's basically just my life experiences. And I'm telling them as they come to my mind. You know, a few story times that I'm like, hey, I want to tell this, but I have a time that I want to tell them. So I do have some thoughts that I've jotted down that I want to talk about at some point, but not right now. But a lot of these, they just been coming up as the days goes on. And like, this one was one of those story times. Like, he like, dude, I don't know, like I should block her, right? But he can make a fake page. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up right here, y'all. Again, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel, please go ahead and do so. It is all greatly appreciated. Drop down below in the comment section and let's discuss whatever you want to discuss. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be about the story time. If you want to just talk about whatever, that is cool. But be respectful, and be respectful to those that are commenting on my channel. Just thank y'all. I will never get enough of saying that. Anyway, y'all, we're gonna check out here, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.